Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Whiskey Throttle Media. It's Ping here. We're out at Fox Raceway today, and a beautiful day, overcast, track's killer. And we're here to test our latest project build. This is our 2023 YZ125, and had a real specific concept in mind for this, and that is, if I was gonna ride one of these, which I'm going to for the year, right? One of the things I absolutely have to do. Yamaha made some really big changes to this bike in 22 in terms of the engine and the suspension, the way the chassis feels, particularly just ergonomics. And it took leaps and bounds forward, right? So they worked really hard on developing this engine package. Yamaha did their own work. They collaborated with Mitch Payton a little bit at Pro Circuit and a package that he has, he calls the RV package. And they came up with an awesome setup. So this engine doesn't need a lot of work. Can you get more power out of it? Absolutely. The RV spec that Mitch has is a missile. It's another level from this, but you got to be dialed in with your jetting specs. You've got to shorten your service intervals quite a bit. You have to run really good fuel that's really expensive. So there's some pros and cons to doing that. I don't recommend it unless you are racing at a very, very high level. This bike is so fun in stock trim. I wanted to just keep it as simple as I could keep it in terms of performance improvements and really make a bike that's fun and competitive. So let's go through it. In terms of performance, here's what we did. Pro Circuit, shorty silencer, and for any two-stroke, look, I'm a Pro Circuit guy through and through, but these things just work and sound way better than anything else. They just do. Pro Circuit silencer, we ran some ETS fuel, really good stuff, and it's like pouring in horsepower. It's crazy. And the nice thing about keeping your engine stock, you can go from race fuel to pump gas, back and forth, you know, just put the race fuel in for race day or whatever, and still run the cheaper fuel during the week if you want. And then the pipe. This is a factory Yamaha pipe. And what I mean by that is this is the pipe that came on the bike from the factory. This is a stock pipe. All we did was bead blast it, polish it up a little bit, blew the welds, and it looks good. I'm stoked on it. Looks a lot better than the black paint in my opinion. Once that gets all pitted and scratched, it looks terrible. So this is a real easy way to make it look cool. And with this silencer, it sounds cool. The thing runs amazing. And that's all we did. Even suspension. They made changes in 22 that really firmed it up, made it a little more racy. I have a blast on it stock. I don't really need much more from it. 125s handle so well intuitively, I just left it stock. Threw some Pro Circuit stickers on there just because that's stock stuff. Haven't touched it. If you go back and look at our race spec video, that's still where our settings are, and I love it. The rest of it was really just about comfort and looks. You know, we all want to look good going to the track, and I think this thing looks like a full-blown race bike, and it literally just has a silencer. So let's go through some of that stuff. ODI bars and grips, this is my go-to. They're just comfortable, they work really well. These grips are unreal, the lock-ons are so easy, I'll never go back. SKDA just knocks our graphic ideas out of the park. I kind of give them an idea, hey, what about this color and this and whatever, and they come back, and every time I'm stoked. This thing looks so good to me. It's always a little bit, they have like a different look. I can always see an SKDA kit and go, oh yeah, they did that, it looks good. Full set of Achirvis plastics, and then Dunlop tires front and rear. We got Pro X chain sprocket and air filter. We run Motul oils in all of this thing all the way through. That's kind of our standard. We got some Lightspeed carbon fiber. And then one of the cool things we did on this, I'm really big with my contact points. So my seat, my grips, and my foot pegs. And we tried some Flow foot pegs on a previous build, but they were the aluminum ones with a little screw-in studs in them. They worked great, but they make a titanium set, which is what we put on here, that are really high-end, a little bit wider platform. And man, they're awesome. They're really, really good peg, super light. And they aren't the polished titanium, it's kind of the rough look, so They actually stay looking really nice for a long time. You don't have to worry about it. But man, really nice, solid platform and nice, good bite to them. So stoked on these flow foot pegs. If you guys are looking for pegs, or they make a lot of really cool products, levers and tips for your brake and shifter. They make cool stuff. Check those guys out. And then a couple other things we did just for aesthetics. We threw a Hinson clutch cover on here. It's just a cover, just looks cleaner and nicer. And then Nihilo Concepts built us some custom Whiskey Throttle Media grip donuts. And I always run my grip levers. I've come to really like those things. The lever grip just gives me a better feel on there, and I think it looks good too. So this thing on the track, we've already done the race spec and the intro on this thing, so you kind of know, but man, the motor is so broad, and it's one thing I actually like about leaving the stock pipe on here. They built that to be as broad and easy to ride as possible. So whether you're riding in the woods or moto or whatever, this thing really has a broad range that it works in, right? You put a pro circuit pipe on, you'll get a little more over rev, a little more like middle to top, but you might lose a little bit of that roll on. And so this is just a nice, well-rounded exhaust system. They did a lot of work building this. It works great. So all I found was this silencer, aside from really making the sound better, it's so sharp and raspy sounding, I love it. Just a really broad range of power for a 125. It revs out far, but it also comes on pretty easily. I'm 170 pounds, and I mean, it picks right up with me on it, and we get going. So the suspension's good. I haven't had, could I make it work better? I'm sure if I went and spent the money on all different valving, I could get it to perform a little better in chop or whatever, but it's fine. Like, I'm out here having a blast, and I'm pushing it pretty hard. So I just don't think it's necessary for the average guy. And then just everything else is really great on these Yamahas. The brakes are good, the clutch works well. It's just so fun, such a comfortable bike to ride. So had a blast on this thing. And all of these companies, man, like I said, the pegs, really, really good. Stoked on those. SKDA knocked these graphics out of the park. This is their seat cover that goes with it. And got a little ribs with some bumps in it, kind of holds you in place. Everything about this bike just feels comfortable and fun. And I can't wait to get some more laps on this. So thanks to all the companies involved here. Big thank you to SKDA, Dunlop, ODI, all these companies that jumped in and helped, Pro Circuit. And if you've got one of these and you're looking to, make it look good, but really not spend a ton of money, this is your answer. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.